Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, we're going to react to Sean Diddy Combs being hit with 120 new SA allegations. I mean, it's not looking good. He was already looking at potentially life in prison. I mean, so ultimately, all this is going to do is really strengthen the federal case against him. This is very, very bad for him. You know, all the money in the world is not going to get him out of this. Like, unless he can give, I'm trying to think what kind of deal he can cut. Like, if he has bigger names than himself, like if he has, which he might have, because I've heard that he recorded a lot of these freak off parties that he had. So if he has some really, really, high profile individuals participating in these freak offs on camera, maybe that could, I don't know whether that would get him time off. Perhaps, like, either way, he's definitely serving time in prison, 100%. They wouldn't even grant him bail. Like, he offered a $50 million bail bond. The judge said no immediately, which just shows you how, how much they think he's a flight risk. They think that he will just take off and run away to some non-extradition country. But yeah, he's looking dunzo.
Steph, thank you. We are following breaking news right now related to music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Major new allegations today of sexual assault and exploitation by Combs. For the first time, we are hearing about victims who say they were minors when they were allegedly assaulted by the music.
Oh no. Oh my God. Some were underage? Uh-oh.
Music star. The youngest allegedly just 9 years old. The allegations were revealed today by attorneys representing more than 100 alleged victims who are preparing to sue. So let's bring in NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas right now. So Chloe, we know there is currently a press conference underway. We do have a live picture of that. Can you just walk us through these new allegations and tell us if we've heard from Combs yet?
So the individual that you see on the screen right now, that is an attorney based out of Houston, Texas, and his name is Tony Busby. He's been a part of some very well-known litigation over the years involving a BP oil spill, even involving the Astroworld Music Festival.
Okay, so he's kind of leading the class action lawsuit.
Crisis where some individuals were killed during a stampede. So he has made headlines before, but this is pretty shocking. So he claims is claiming right now at this press conference that he has had over 3,000 individuals reach out to his law firm in Houston, Texas, that he and his team have been vetting these claims, that now they are representing over 120 accusers, and that over the next 30 days, they will begin to file different civil suits, that this is not a class action lawsuit, that they are going to continue to vet these allegations, but right now they feel strong about these. So he also said today that it's not just Combs that will be named as a defendant, that there will be other high-profile individuals, some household names. He said,
oh, this is going to get spicy, man. This is what I'm waiting for. Who are these other high-profile individuals that, are also kind of at risk here? Like, name names. Because we never really got much of that with the whole Epstein situation. They kind of kept it very hush-hush. And then, I personally believe he was offed. I don't believe it was self-inflicted.
Says, quote, many powerful people, there are many dirty secrets. He says that his team has collected pictures, video, and that the allegations include violent sexual assault or rape, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, dissemination of video recordings, and sexual abuse of minors. So this was something else that they talked about, that there are 25 accusers who were allegedly minors at the time that these allegations took place starting in 1991, span all the way up over 2 decades. He also talks about where these individuals are from. He said that they hail from more than 25 states, New York, California, Florida. We know that Diddy had a residence in Miami, Georgia. We've reached out to Sean Combs' legal team for comment. They have not yet responded. Combs is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn while he is awaiting trial on this.
Man, this is just insane. At one point, not too long ago, 5 years ago, like, this guy was top of the world, like top of the food chain when it comes to hip hop and music, billionaire, head of Bad Boy, like fashion brands, music label, like alcohol, like I think Ciroc is his brand, or was his brand or something like that. And now look, he's basically probably never gonna get out of prison. It's just wild how things can just flip like in an instant. Obviously, you know, he committed what he did, and that's why he's in this situation. But do you know what I mean? Like, he was top of the world, and now he's done.
The New York indictment, where he is charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. Now, I also just want to point out that they also claim that 62% of these individuals are identifying as an African American, and that they are evenly split between female accusers and male accusers in play. So this is very interesting. And he said that he said, you know, look, I know that everybody expected me today or wanted me to name other high profile individuals. He says, I'm not going to do that today, but it will come at some point. He says that these names will shock you.
Wow. I mean, shocking details, to say the very least. And I'm sure just the start of what's to come. Chloe Malas, thanks so much.
Man, oh man, oh man.
For decades, an invite to one of Sean Diddy Combs' infamous parties was a ticket to rub shoulders with Hollywood's elite.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're taking a closer look at the infamous parties of Sean Diddy Combs, explaining everything to do with the mogul's legendary white parties and his so-called freak-offs. Warning, certain information contains distressing details.
You're going to hear about my party. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things.
So he knew. He knew what he was doing was sordid. Like, this looks like it's 10 years ago, maybe even more.
Because we want to have a good time.
White parties. Few events were said to hold as much cultural prestige as Diddy's white party.
Well, I've always heard about the white parties. I think it would be really exciting. We have the Miss Universe and the Miss USA here, so we thought what a way to show them beautiful Beverly Park, and it's for a great cause.
Organized and hosted by Sean Diddy Combs starting in the late 1990s, white parties were high-profile, lavish events particularly known for their exclusive guest lists. The dress code was simple yet strict. Everyone had to wear all white and nothing but. The decor was also exclusively white, which many say created a sense of luxury, simplicity, and high status. The parties, which ran from the daytime to wee hours of the night, also often served as public relations events, blending celebrity culture with various charitable causes. White parties were held annually, with notable events taking place in the Hamptons, Beverly Hills, and other high society locations. The last major white party occurred in 2009 and was co-hosted by Ashton Kutcher. Attendees.
Man, I saw a video of Ashton Kutcher. It was him on that Wings. What was it? What's that Wings show? The one where the wings get incrementally more and more spicy. Where the host basically, Hot Ones, basically asks Ashton for a story from the white parties, and he can't tell one that would be like PG. All of them, he said he couldn't like tell publicly. Make of that what you will.
All the celebrities are already out here, so it's a whole different vibe when you party in LA, because people have like the Hamptons, all that, but we shut it down.
Diddy's white parties were notorious for attracting A-listers from across the entertainment landscape. Veteran celebrities were mixed with the most of-the-moment stars, along with those in high society. Patrick McMullen, a nightlife photographer who attended some of the parties, told the New York Times that the events also featured a lot of, quote, young people and, quote, nightclub kids. The fetes became a significant networking hub for those in music, film, fashion, and beyond. Notable attendees over the years included the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Salman Rushdie, Donald Trump, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Chris Brown, among many others. Notable incidents.
Wow, I mean, what a picture. I mean, this is the thing. Like, most people have been to a house party where people get, you know, messy and stuff like that, but nothing really illegal happens.
Being such a high-profile spectacle, Diddy's white parties often made for extravagant scenes. No expense was spared, and no detail was overlooked. The 2009 party was said to feature dancers, quote, gyrating in giant plastic balloons.
Interesting.
It was also at this event that Ashton Kutcher memorably swung like Tarzan across the swimming pool. It's said that models often wore angel wings and occasionally went topless. In fact, photos from the 1998 party show Diddy pouring champagne over a couple of partially nude attendees. In 2004, Diddy reportedly brought out an original copy of the Declaration of Independence, accompanied by tight security, of course. Over-the-top incidents like...
It's a bit random. What's the Declaration of Independence got to do with a house party? Like, where's the connection there?
Like these helped cement the party's reputation as an event where anything could happen.
Well, this party, I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
Unlawful activity.
Another woman is accusing Sean Diddy Combs of sexual assault in a lawsuit.
It's important to note that Diddy's white parties are not mentioned in the 3-count indictment the federal government levied against Combs.
Forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
However, distressing accusations have surfaced, including one from Adria English, an exotic dancer and adult film performer who was hired by Diddy to work a series of white parties in the mid to late 2000s. She sued Diddy, alleging that the music magnate asked her to wear a black dress to signal her availability for intimate encounters. She also asserts that she was plied with several substances and made to be a, quote, sexual pawn.
In the complaint, she accuses Combs and other defendants of using her as, quote, a sexual pawn.
Recording artist Jay Blaze says he attended the 2009 white party, but notes that he grew uncomfortable as the night went on. He allegedly saw inebriated men mistreat models in the pool, adding that no one intervened. These accusations have led to a reappraisal of the white parties in light of Diddy's recent legal troubles. Freak-offs. They also want...
Man, what is it with, like, really wealthy people? Like, have you noticed that, you know, a lot of people, when they get money, wealth, fame, some kind of deviance emerges about them, like some kind of weird thing, like some kind of perversion comes to light. Like, is it the money that brings that out of them, or was it always in there and the money just, like, enabled them to act on it?
Covered videos of elaborately produced sex performances with multiple victims that Combs allegedly referred to as freak-offs.
At the center of the current charges laid against Combs are so-called freak-off performance parties. Prosecutors describe these X-rated events as, quote, elaborate and produced performances featuring adult workers, which Combs allegedly organized, directed, and recorded for his own gratification.
He's accused of trafficking women and male sex workers to perform depraved freak-offs. Drug-fueled sex parties for his own twisted enjoyment.
Freak-offs, which often lasted several days, were held in secret. Many were said to have taken place after Diddy's white parties. It's reported that once the bulk of A-list guests departed, the freak-offs would often begin in back rooms. These events included male and female sex workers. It's also purported that there was heightened security and staff to facilitate the debaucherous events. Participants.
There's countless victims who we likely won't know the identities of.
In addition to Diddy, the alleged participants in these so-called freak-offs included his friends, sex workers, and select special guests.
He must have known. He really must have known that one day, like, he was going to get busted. Like, I suppose the clip that we saw earlier of him, you know, doing that interview where he was like, yeah, I'm going to get popped, da 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 da. They don't want a guy to have fun. He must have known. You can't just do this indefinitely, even if you're a billionaire. It's just, eventually, you're going to get busted for this.
These private freak-off gatherings only included those heavily aligned with Diddy's inner circle, though.
Love Records. We here. We stronger together. Yeah.
According to reports, the freak-off guest list would shrink as the night went on, leaving only an exclusive few to participate in the more explicit activities. It's not known at this time if any high-profile celebrities participated in any freak-offs.
Probably.
Attending Combs's white parties does not equate to any wrongdoing, as the freak-offs were the after party. Freak-off items.
It was very clear that a lot of the information that they got was from digital evidence that was taken from the raid.
According to prosecutors, the items used in the freak-off gatherings included large quantities of illegal substances, gallons of liquor, and other notable supplies such as baby oil and lubricants, which were allegedly, quote, essential for the event. During searches of Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami, law enforcement reportedly seized narcotics, videos, and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants, all suspected of being used for the freak-offs.
They're looking for videos, photos, any mementos that he may have been keeping that would corroborate what Accusers have said
Combs's employees were allegedly responsible for making sure these items were fully stocked, alongside such things as linens and special lighting. It's also claimed that IV fluids were sometimes administered following the sessions to help Combs and others recover from the physical strain.
IV drips?
Before we continue,
the 1,000 bottles of baby oil thing is the one thing that really just kind of cements how bizarre. Imagine like looking at 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and you don't work at Costco or some kind of like wholesale company. Like, who needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Like, what are you doing with that, Diddy? What are you doing?
be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Illegal activity. The criminal allegations against Sean Diddy Combs and his freak-offs are numerous and include trafficking, assault, and racketeering. It's alleged that Diddy's many employees are also involved, as they facilitated the events by booking hotel rooms.
And you know somebody's going to snitch. In a RICO case, if one person snitches or talks within the organization, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Arranging travel, as well as providing payments.
No, he did not act alone. So there were enablers from his employees, his co-workers, his assistants, to other people in law enforcement that have aided and abetted him in carrying out these crimes.
Illegal substance use was allegedly a significant feature of the parties and was leveraged as a method of, quote, control. The federal indictment against Diddy further claims that some of the victims were unaware they were being filmed during the sessions, only to have the videos later used as blackmail.
He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral.
Yep, which is illegal.
Against the victims.
Authorities have interviewed numerous victims and witnesses, using videos, financial records, and electronic communications to build their case.
There isn't just one witness. This isn't just about Cassie. There are going to be multiple witnesses who are going to be testifying. The defense is trying to portray this as, oh, there's going to be one witness. No. There are going to be a lot of witnesses who are going to come forward.
If convicted on all charges, Diddy faces a mandatory 15 years to life in prison. His attorneys, however, maintain that the parties and freak-offs were all consensual.
15
Combs has
to
pleaded
life.
not guilty.
Sean Combs is defiant and has pleaded not guilty to all charges. But locked up in one of New York's most notorious and violent prisons, the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center.
What do you make of Diddy's past parties and current legal troubles? Share your civil thoughts in the comments below.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Can I need another one?
Yeah, he's done, man. It's such a shame, honestly. So disappointing. You know, he's someone that I used to look at him, self-made guy, you know, built himself up from pretty much zero to billionaire, you know, head of a massive organization. He was an icon, like a role model. But now it's just, his reputation is completely destroyed. He's finished. He really is finished. And, you know, for me, the one thing that cements that he's guilty is how quickly he paid and just settled with Cassie. Do you remember when Cassie released that sort of statement that she was going to sue him, take him to court, and he settled like within 24 hours or something like that for like $20 or $40 million? He's clearly guilty of everything, in my opinion at least, like all of the alleged accusations, and he's guilty, and it's going to be interesting to see what names come out, because I'm sure right now he's scrambling. He's going to be doing everything he can to either minimize or free himself. He's going to be giving up every bit of information, but obviously, you know, there's certain people who they're not going to allow that to happen. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoy my videos, please help me out by liking and subscribing.